The Liberty Village Townhomes have seen some activity from January and February of 2024. Let's break down that data and what's been happening in the townhouses, and also have some interesting numbers when we compare things back to October of 2023. I'm Mike Ouzas. I'm a realtor here in Toronto. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on what you think of these townhouse numbers. And if you ever want to book in a call with me to discuss what exactly has been happening on the ground level for Toronto Real Estate and for the Liberty Village Townhomes, you can click on that first link in the description down below. Let's jump into this data, and the key metric we're going to follow along here is months of inventory. And if you take a look at my channel, there is a video that is titled Deals, and it talks about the deals in the city of Toronto. But more importantly, that video discusses what months of inventory means and why it's super important, whether you're a buyer or a seller in today's real estate market. When it comes to months of inventory, 0 to 2 months of inventory is a seller's market. From 3 to 5 months of inventory is a balanced market, and 6 months or above is a buyer's market. When looking at Toronto condo townhouses across all of Toronto, not just the Liberty Village Townhomes, back in October, there were 500 active listings and 101 sales. The average time on the market was 26 days for months of inventory at just under 5, which is balanced territory, but trending towards a buyer's market. Fast forward to February 2024, a short 6 months from October, 356 active listings, 131 sold, 32 days on market with 2.7 months of inventory. So now we've gone from trending towards buyer's market to trending towards a seller's market. Now, if we break it down to Toronto CO1, and that's going from Yonge Street to Dufferin, from Bloor down to the water, give or take. Back in October, there were 44 active listings and 6 sales, 17 days on market with a months of inventory of over 7. So that was very much in a buyer's market back in October 2023 if someone was looking to purchase a condo townhouse. If you fast forward to February 2024, 30 active listings, 9 sold, 19 days on market, 3.33 months of inventory. 30% more sales with 30% less listings brought us back into more of a balanced market, but still also trending towards a seller's market. Now, I do think we should break this down one step further and go specifically to the Niagara region of Toronto CO1, and that's where the Liberty Village Townhomes fall into place. That area is Liberty Village, Trinity Bellwoods, and a portion of Fort York, basically Bathurst to Queen down to the water, and Dufferin on the west side. Back in October, there was 22 active listings, 6 sales, 17 days on market, 3.67 months of inventory. Even in October for this micro market area, it's still a pretty active market when it comes to condo townhouses. But when we take a look at the February numbers, there were 13 active listings with 6 sales and 15 days on market, putting us just over 2 months of inventory, trending even more into a seller's market, especially when it comes to condo townhouses in this pocket. If we take a look at the benchmark pricing and where things were in January 2023 to the peak of 2023, which was in July of last year, prices are down a little bit from where they were in January 2023 and January 2024 in both the Toronto CO1 townhouses and Niagara townhouses. Now, when it comes to townhouses for this benchmark chart, there haven't been that many sales to really bring up the dollar volume. When you use benchmark pricing, it does sandwich all the property sales together. If, for example, lower price units have been selling, it will affect that number as well. And let's take a look at what's actually happened in the Liberty Village Townhomes through January and February when it comes to actual sold listings. In January 2024, there's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom sold for $475 with parking and a locker. And that was between 0 and 499 square feet. When it comes to unit size, the Toronto Real Estate Board uses a range. So we'll go with that range for the sake of these listings. That was between 0 and 499 and a lower level townhouse. There was a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom that sold for $1 million with parking and locker. And that says a range of between 1,000 and 1,200 square feet, or 1,199, excuse me. That was an upper level with a rooftop terrace. Here's a 1+ den, 1-bathroom townhouse sold for $810, 1 parking, 1 locker. And that was between $800 and $899, which was also an upper level with a rooftop terrace. In February, we saw 2 1-bedrooms sell, one for $506, 500 with no parking and a locker, under 500 square feet, lower level. And we saw a 1-bed, 1-bath at $576 with parking. That was between $500 $505.99, and that was a ground level units. You just took a couple steps and you're right into the property. If you do have a townhouse and you are contemplating possibly selling in the spring market, here's a couple tips that I thought would be really important to share. There are 3 P's when it comes to moving a property for a high price in today's market. The first one is products. When you think about your townhouse, and these are now 20 years old, what are the updates that you have done over that time, and how does it present itself to potential buyers? Does the property need a ton of work, or is it pretty turnkey from the get-go? The next P is price, and pricing of course matters when it comes to listing your property, and having a proper strategy when going to market is super important. The third P is presentation, and over 99% of buyers start their shopping online. I would argue that it is 100%, but let's start at 99%. I try to take a lot of pride in, and if you look at the 1+10 that did sell, that was one of my listings. And for that listing, we did all the staging, all the photography, video, and everything that's super relevant and important when it comes to showcasing the property the best we can. Capturing buyers' attention relatively quickly when it comes to listing photos is super important. Having great photography is at the top of the list. Also, having great video where you can navigate and show different areas of the property are super important in long format. And then when it comes to social media, having quick format videos to get buyers' attention and really get the views up so more people can see that property are incredibly important in today's market. The next piece of the puzzle is staging, and having great staging. When a buyer comes into your property, they will be able to envision themselves in the property with great staging and really captivating their eyes on how the property can look. Definitely plays a big factor when it comes to selling your property in 2024. And I go through those tips more in detail in one of my previous videos on 3 tips for sellers. And if you also wanted to see what that looks like for buyers, there's 3 tips for buyers as well. If you ever want to book in a call with me to discuss what's been happening on the ground level in the Liberty Village Townhomes in the Toronto real estate market, or if you're considering making a move from the townhomes to something bigger or even smaller, you can book a call with me anytime in the first link in the description down below. I'm Michael Ouzas. Thanks for watching.